Hello everybody, this is your girl Sibo Dube. Welcome to another episode of Totally Inspired, and I hope you're looking forward to some great content today as we keep inspiring one another on this channel. Well, today we're going to be discussing somewhat of an uncommon topic, but a lot of people do encounter this kind of thing in the workplace. We are talking workplace bullying. You might think that bullying is for children in the school playground, but guess what? You do find that there is workplace bullying. I always say that workplace bullies are those kids that used to make other kids cry, make other kids miserable in the playground, but the only difference is that they're now older and we find them in our workplaces.
Hello queens, hello phenomenal women, hello inspirational women. This is your girl Sibo Dube. Welcome to Totally Inspired, a channel where we talk all things leadership and all things lifestyle. Before we get started, please hit the notification bell and the subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on this content which has been created with you in mind so you can enjoy a full life, because girl, you deserve it.
What is workplace bullying, you might ask? Well, this is a situation where you find that you are in a workplace setting where you're working as part of a team or you're working with somebody. These are people that consistently put you down and make you feel that you don't belong to the team or the organization that you are in. Well, let's look at some of the characteristics of workplace bullies. So one of the things that you must look out for in people that are bullies in the workplace is, say for example, you've got a line manager, and that line manager is expecting things that are humanly impossible or setting deadlines that are not attainable, and they keep on piling things onto your plate. Well, what do you do in such scenarios? When people, when your line manager is putting expectations that are way beyond your abilities, you need to point that out to them that, look, these are the timelines that you've given me and I've got ABC that I'm working on. I therefore feel that I may not be able to meet the deadline that you have set for me. A lot of times people try and make things happen and stretch themselves beyond what is humanly possible to try and meet impossible deadlines from their line managers. It's important that you articulate and you talk about it and you make them aware of the other things that you are working on and make them see that what they've asked you to do in the space of time that they've given you is actually not practical. So when you're given deadlines that are unattainable and that make you find yourself working more hours than you have to on a regular basis. Of course, there'll be those times when you have to extend your efforts, work a little bit overtime. But if this becomes like a regular thing, then you need to point it out and tell your line manager that you are not able to achieve whatever they've asked of you within the space that they've given, the space of time that they've given you, and do spell out to them what time or what timelines they can expect. So you manage expectation from that point of view. Secondly, workplace bullying can be when you are, say you're in a setting where you're with other team members, for example, or even interacting with somebody, the two of you, and they're consistently putting you down, they're making you feel like you are not adding value to the team and doubting your capabilities and just making you come across as that person that is incapable. And I'm sure as I'm speaking, you can probably think of scenarios that you may have encountered or that you may have witnessed taking place in the workplace where there is that individual that is consistently putting other people down, undermining them, condescending attitude towards others. That on its own is workplace bullying. You are supposed to be in a professional environment, and here is this person addressing you in a rather unprofessional way, in the sense that they are undermining your capabilities. That on its own, especially when it is persistent and consistent, is workplace bullying. So you need to call that out, because we are all there as professionals and we've been hired on merit, so I'd like to believe, and the need to respect one another is very important. Regardless of the reporting lines, everybody needs to be respectful to the next person in the workplace, because it is a professional environment. So when you come across behavior where you're consistently being put down and being made to be an incapable person or made to feel that way, that on its own is tantamount to workplace bullying. And then I'll talk about situations where you are made to feel that you must do favors in order for you to be rewarded in a certain way. So in other words, it is no longer about what you bring on the table. It's no longer about your value add to the organization, but whoever is in the line of power is actually demanding certain favors of you so that you can actually be rewarded. That also is not an appropriate setting for anybody and can be tantamount to workplace bullying, because the person that is being subjected to that is no longer in a space where they are providing their services or adding value to the team out of merit, but now they are more focused on doing favors for the next person in exchange for a reward. That reward could be anything from a salary raise to a promotion. It is no longer about what you bring to the table, but it's now about do me a favor, and in exchange you will get a promotion, you will get a salary raise, you will get that project to work on. That can be really something that is inappropriate, and as a person on the receiving end, you must be willing to call that out. You might have that question to say, now, if this is a person who's in a position of power, how do I go about handling this? It's like saying, maybe this is the line of authority, I can't go beyond this, I'll be victimized. A lot of people do not report workplace bullying because they are afraid of victimization. Well, there are so many different avenues that one can follow. I know a lot of companies actually have anonymous lines where you can actually report issues of compliance, issues of, this kind of issue that I'm putting across, where you can actually anonymously report a case. If your company has that in place, you can actually make use of those facilities. I must add that don't die alone. Don't find yourself in a situation where you are in a very compromising place. You're no longer enjoying the work environment because of a workplace bully. Try and use avenues that will help you to navigate that type of environment to your favor so that you're able to enjoy yourself in the workplace. And then the other option, when it's really, really bad, some people actually go the external route where they look for external people to help. If I'd like to stress, especially to ladies, I touched on issues of exchange of favors. Some of the favors can actually be quite compromising, and you might find yourself in a bad place, and those things never end well. You find yourself in a situation where you're returning a favor to somebody and it goes south, and you might find yourself even finding a situation where your mental health is even impacted. You're no longer comfortable around the individual that has victimized you in that manner. But we always encourage people to speak up because we spend so much time in the workplace. So you want to enjoy that space. You want to be able to flourish in that space and not walk the corridors fearing that there is a certain person that I might bump into and they make me feel uncomfortable. We have to flourish. We have to feel inspired to wake up every morning and do our jobs because we love to do them and not feel intimidated by people who might otherwise make us feel uncomfortable. I hope if you're listening, you are being helped, and if you know of somebody, or it could be you, who is in a similar situation, please do encourage them to speak up. Do encourage them to find help, because when you work in an environment that you're no longer enjoying, it even impacts on your performance. And come a year-end review, your performance is not looking that great, whereas you could have addressed the issue before things got totally out of hand. I hope you've been helped, and that I hope you've been inspired, and that this piece of information will help you to perform better, to address issues and identify issues that are otherwise tantamount to workplace bullying. And I look forward to seeing you again on this channel, Totally Inspired. Until next time, ladies, Do enjoy your week. Be inspired. Go out there and be your best. Do your best. Be more and do more. You take care.
So there you have it, queens. Hope you had been inspired by today's video and that you'll go out and be more and do more because you deserve a full life. Before you go, remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of this inspiring content, and do share my link with your circle of queens. Until next time, keep inspiring.